The old woman wanted to climb into the king's bed, so she made her sister use boiling glue to stick all her skin together. Then, under the cover of night, she groped her way into the king's embrace. Yet after their intimacy, under the candlelight, the king saw a withered and shriveled face. He was instantly terrified, summoned the soldiers on the spot, and threw both her and the bed off the cliff. But unexpectedly, the woman not only didn't die, but soon after, climbed back into the king's bed. And this dark tale is from the famous alternative fairy tale collection. The hungover king just woke from a sea of wine, still dazed, when he suddenly heard a beautiful melody. The enchanting voice instantly piqued the king's interest. He immediately asked the maiden's name, and where she lived. Watching the maiden shyly run away, the king found it amusing, so he picked a precious pearl necklace, and sent it to the maiden's home. But strangely, the maiden didn't appear, only accepting the gift with a wooden bucket. As the camera zoomed in, the king's dream maiden in his fantasy turned out to be a pair of elderly sisters. If the king knew, the sisters would surely die without a burial place. Sure enough, that very night, the king eagerly arrived. Hearing the urgent and angry knocking, the younger sister was scared and wanted to confess. But the older sister covered her mouth, cleared her throat, and pretended to be the maiden.
I'm just a poor girl. I don't deserve the honor you bestow on me.
Hearing the soft voice, the king grew even more impatient. The older sister had to promise that in a week, she would offer the most beautiful part of her body to the king.
Of your body would you grant me?
A finger, Your Majesty.
Imagining the slender finger, the king agreed at once, but the younger sister was stunned. Their hands were already wrinkled and gnarled, even covered in chilblains. Yet the older sister had a plan. She boiled a pot of collagen, coated her fingers evenly, then tightly wrapped them in cloth. All she needed was to wait 7 days, and she'd have a perfect finger. But on the 7th day, when she confidently unwrapped the cloth, her fingers were still dry and wrinkled. The older sister burst into tears. The younger sister rushed to comfort her. Yet the 7-day promise was due. The king's knocking echoed at the door, with no way out. The older sister pushed the younger sister's finger through the keyhole. To her surprise, the king couldn't get enough. It turned out the younger sister's childhood habit was sucking her fingers, which made them appear tender like a maiden's. Combined with the king's delusion, it solidified the illusion of a beautiful maiden.
Be welcomed into your bed, in the darkness of the night, without any candles, for my heart could not withstand.
Remembering the maiden's shy demeanor, the king agreed at once. The next day, with her sister's help, she glued her entire skin together. Then, under the cover of night, wrapped in a thick blanket, she entered the king's chamber. At first, the king noticed nothing wrong, but upon seeing her true appearance, he leaped from the bed in terror, and threw both her and the bed off the cliff. Yet against all odds, the woman didn't die. Instead, a passing witch saved her. Under the witch's care, her wrinkles visibly faded, transforming her into a celestial being. And just then, the king happened to be hunting in the forest, setting the stage for another perfect encounter.